When Cindy Goch's children couldn't reach her in late September, they immediately got worried. She wasn't the type to just disappear. They checked her location on her phone. It had been turned off, but the last ping was at a saline McDonald's around 3 a.m. They called and the phone rang, but there was no answer, which was very concerning. So they called the police and asked for a welfare check. When the saline police arrived at her residence, they located Cindy in her basement. Unfortunately, she was deceased from a gunshot wound. Tragic. Her family was devastated. They remember her as a shining light in their family. Her daughter-in-law said she literally sparkled. The man who killed her, she had had a prior relationship with. He took off with her vehicle, went to Fort Wayne, Indiana, where he was found in a hospital with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Once he recovered, he was extradited back, and now he's in Washtenaw County facing Magistrate Alicia Fink and prosecutor Ms. Jessica Blanche.
Okay, State of Michigan versus Jeffrey Long, 23F41478. I have received a petition requesting a court-appointed lawyer. I will sign that. Go ahead when you're ready, Ms. Plumey.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Alexis Plumey appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Long. At this time, we would waive a formal reading of the complaint, stand mute as to the charges, and will reserve for bond.
Go ahead, Ms. Blanche.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant's been charged with open murder and felony firearm. He shot the victim in the back of her head and also, or in the back of her back and also in her head. He then fled to Indiana, where he then tried to shoot himself, or he did shoot himself in the chest, trying to kill himself so he couldn't be held accountable for this crime. He is present. We had extradited him from Indiana. He had made statements saying that he in fact killed her and that she deserved everything she got. We believe he's a flight risk based on the fact that we had to extradite him. He's a danger to the community. We're asking you to deny his bond. Thank you.
Go ahead, Ms. Plumey.
Thank you, Your Honor. While we do understand that MCR 6.106B1A1 does permit denial of pretrial release when a defendant is charged with murder, we would ask the court just to consider setting a high cash bond in this matter so that Mr. Long can start to accrue some time credit. I would note that based on what I can find, it appears he does not have a criminal history or an assaultive history prior to this incident. And we'll also note that he is a U.S. Army veteran. He served for 9 years from 1985 to 1994 and was honorably discharged. He is unemployed, so any high cash bond amount would effectively keep him in jail indefinitely.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Long, under the laws of the state of Michigan, people are entitled to have a bond that they might be able to post in order to be released from jail, except under very specific circumstances. The court rule that controls that situation is Michigan Court Rule 6.106 regarding pretrial release. Sub A states, in general, at the defendant's arraignment on the complaint and or warrant, unless an order in accordance with this rule was issued beforehand, the court must order that pending trial, the defendant be held in custody as provided in sub rule B, or released on bond, or released with conditions. Sub rule B states the court may deny pretrial release to a defendant charged with murder. It is the policy of this court, my court, as well as the other magistrates in Washtenaw County and the judges in Washtenaw County, that a person charged with murder is denied bond on the basis of that court rule. So your bond is denied. You are being held without an opportunity to post bond. Given that, I'm not putting a lot of conditions on your behavior. No criminal behavior, no contact with any family member of the deceased victim, Cindy Goch's, and no weapons or drugs or, as I said, criminal behavior. The court date for this case will be what's called a probable cause conference. That will be Thursday, November 2nd, approximately 9 a.m. over Zoom. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Long. You can stand up and walk to the door when you're ready.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You take us off of YouTube, please. Thank you.